Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. My name is Bhavita, and I will be the host for today's session. So thank you all so much for joining us today. We have a very wonderful guest joining us today. So Harinamananda Prabhu, I see that you have joined us. Thank you so much for being here. I will be handing over to you now. I have unmuted you, so you are more than welcome to start. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thanks for having me. To be honest, I'm super nervous because you've had like such awesome speakers, like the superstars of speaking of ISKCON, and I just chant and dance in the street. I don't do much special, so yeah. I guess the topic is really cool. The temples on the street. I like that. So I found a verse in there's many verses in the Bhagavatam that I found, so I'm going to get into them. 1 second. This is from the 4th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 24. This is text number 10. Yeah. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Yasedam Devaya Janam Anuyagyam Vitanvata Prachina Gre Kushe Asit Astritam Vasudatalam. Translation purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Maharaj Bahisat executed many sacrifices all over the world. He scattered kusha grasses and kept the tops of the grasses pointed eastward. So it's more about the purport than the translation. Purport. As stated in the previous verse, Kriya Kandesha Nisnata. Maharaj Bahisat dived very deeply into the fruitive activities of sacrifice. This means that as soon as he finished one yajna in one place, he began performing another yajna in the immediate vicinity. At the present moment, there is a similar need to perform Sankirtan yajna all over the world. The Krishna consciousness movement has started performing Sankirtan yajna in different places, and it has been experienced that wherever Sankirtan yajna is performed, many thousands of people gather and take part in it. Imperceptible auspiciousness achieved in this connection should be continued all over the world. The members of the Krishna consciousness movement should perform Sankirtan yajnas one after another, so much that all the people of the world will either jokingly or seriously chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And thus they will derive the benefit of cleansing the heart. The holy name of the Lord is so powerful that whether it is chanted jokingly or seriously, the effect of vibrating this transcendental sound will be equally distributed. It is not possible at the present moment to perform repeated yajnas as Maharaj Bahisat has performed. But it is within our means to perform Sankirtan yajna, which does not cost anything. One can sit down anywhere and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. If the surface of the globe is overflooded with the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, the people of the world will be very, very happy. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Gyana Timidandasya Yanana Shalakaya Chakshumitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vanchakapatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhaktarinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. To be very, very happy, we should do the Sankirtan Yagya, one after another. Any place, anytime, anywhere. And it don't cost a thing. It's pretty good. By the mercy of my spiritual master, he's told me, you must do it every day, even if you have to go alone. I was like, oof. The alone part was the oof part. I don't mind having a party every day, but the alone part was, that was intense. But I had this realization. I joined in Melbourne, Australia, even though I look like a chauru, but I'm from Australia. And I joined in Melbourne. And there, they wouldn't, I tried to get people to go on Harinam, like Hare Krishna people, and they wouldn't come. The temple president put me in charge. He goes, okay, you're in charge of Harinam. I'm thinking, I'm just a new bhakta, I've been here only 2 months. Who's gonna listen to me? And then I was like, trying to get so many people to come. And because I kept reading in Srila Prabhupada's books that, this Sankirtan Yoga is the only way. There's no other way, there's no other way. It's there in every verse in the Bhagavatam, in every purport, especially this one. It's there in the introduction of the Srimad Bhagavatam. It's Bhaktivinoda Thakur's sketch of Lord Chaitanya's life. And what was Lord Chaitanya's life? He didn't open temples. He didn't even write a book. He was just engaged in dancing and chanting most of the time. That was explained. That's how you live Bhagavatam. That's the life of someone who lives the Bhagavatam, chanting and dancing. So I'm reading this, and there's these same people who read it, and I'm like, you want to come? And I can understand. It's like, it is like you make yourself vulnerable when you're out, like the thought of being out there and just chanting in front of many people. You don't know what they'll say to you. And I didn't know that then, I was like fanatic, it's like, no, you must come. It says in the book, let's do it. So instead of like, many devotees, they'll see me around the corner and they'll like turn another direction and stuff. So being new, I was kind of like, not inspired. And in Melbourne Temple, it's a beautiful temple. All the deities have been installed by Srila Prabhupada. They have Gauranitai, Radha Ballabha, and Jagannath Baladev Subhadra. And so I thought, okay, like I'm praying to the deities. And why I was got so serious about Harinam Sankirtan was that also my spiritual master instructed me, if you want to conquer lust, make Harinam big. And like I was like 20s, lust is, going nuts on a 20-year-old body. I was like, all right, I'm going for this, And I didn't know what it meant. What does it mean? Make it big, like, because I never saw myself traveling anywhere. I gave up all my money and all this stuff, and I'm living as a simple monk in a temple. So I'm thinking, okay, what does this mean? To make it big in my consciousness, make it big in Melbourne, make it big. I couldn't do it around the world, but let me start here at least. And I'm asking, no one's coming. So then I went in front of Gauranitai. I said, my dear Shishi Gauranitai, will you please come for Harinam? At least they will come, right? They're into this. And as I bowed down and I came back up, this voice like screaming at me, I heard saying that, what do you mean? You never go on Harinam. I was confused. I was like, what does that mean? Then I thought about it. I go, oh yeah, They're always out on Harinam, and we join them. They're the ones doing the Sankirtan Yaga. They're the ones making everyone happy, not us. We have to join them. So I was just thinking that this darshan of the deities of the temple, we go to the temple, we take darshan, we see them, and we pray, and sometimes we do kirtan in there, offer prayers. But the real darshan of Gauranitai, of Lord Chaitanya, our whole thing in Kali Yuga is Lord Chaitanya. Like, in a fanatic way, I'll say it's not Krishna. I will say Lord Chaitanya. But who is Lord Chaitanya? Radha Krishna and Anya. Like they're Radha and Krishna combined. It's Krishna himself. It's not like you're missing out anything. But you get Radharani as well. And Nitai, he's Lord Balaram, the original guru, who brings us closer to Krishna and shows us how to give so much pleasure to Krishna. Kali Yuga is for Gaura Nitai worship. And that is done by Yagyai Sankirtana Pray Yajantihi Sumerasa. Those who are very intelligent. So we think very intelligent means you study many books, you have many degrees, you wear glasses, I'm very intelligent. But not exactly. It means that one is surrendering to Krishna. Prabhupada gave a very interesting, you've probably seen this video. He talks about 4 types of people. You have the busy fool. So he's foolish, he's very busy. I mean, you have the lazy fool. He's foolish, but doesn't do anything, It's just, I think I've done this many times, a couch potato, just sleeping all day and then scrolling through my phone or something like that. I've probably done that. That is lazy fool. Then you have busy fool, which is a nuisance, He doesn't know what needs to be done and he just causes problems because he's foolish. Then you have the busy, intelligent person. So he's very intelligent and but he's running around getting stuff done. And that's good because he's intelligent, things are getting done, but he's running around. The best one is the lazy intelligent. He's the type of person that kind of like knows everyone's natures and their skill sets and everything, and then just sits back and says, you do this, you do this. And he doesn't need to do so much and so much manifest for the benefit of others. This is the lazy intelligent. So by engaging in Sankirtan Yagya, this is Sumedasa. You become lazy intelligent. One can achieve the same of doing thousands of years of meditation and austerity by chanting Hare Krishna for the rest of this life. How much of your life you got left? I'm 34, maybe it's another 30 years, maybe 40. It's not much compared to thousands of years of austerity. You can get the same benefit as in Treta Yuga by doing these crazy yagas. These are like tons of ghee. This is like, you need to, paraphernalia needs to be made out of solid gold and diamonds, and you have to chant the mantras with the proper accent. You can't chant it with an Aussie accent. You can't say Swaha, Namaha, yeah, or you can't do that. It's not allowed. No, it's proper accent. So many rules are there. But what accent, doesn't matter what your accent, even if you have a Chinese accent, you can go Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna. And Krishna accepts, despite the accent. Because Krishna is Bhava Grahi Janardhan. He accepts the emotion of the offering. That's who he is. One can achieve the same as these like big yagas where demigods appear. And one can achieve so much more than the deity worship done in Dwapara Yuga. So we say, oh, we have deity worship here. Oh, Durban temple is Shishi Radharanath. It looks like a flying spaceship. Yeah, so much deity worship. We have like, you have to walk down this spiral staircase. There's a kitchen right underneath the deity so that no one can actually see the offering at all before it gets offered. And everything's like silver plated, gold plated. But what is the jewelry? It's usually plastic. Even the clothing is plastic. The deities that are worshipped in Dwapara Yuga, solid gold, diamonds, jewels, emeralds, lapis lazuli, real gems. None of this plastic stuff. And we see remnants now in South India. There is a temple of Padmanabha. There, they've discovered his treasury. I don't know, they're probably still counting it now. I remember hearing about this like 8 or 10 years ago. And it was like counting is reaching to like 20 billion US dollars or something like that. The treasury, they understood that this wealth belongs to the Lord, and wealth was offered to the Lord in the temple. You know, so that's extreme deity worship there. You can't match that at all. But we can achieve the same result of pleasing the Lord simply by using the tongue. There's no cost, anytime, any place. You don't have to, apparently can't do yagya where there's a desert or too far from water or where the black deer doesn't roam. I don't know if you have a black deer in South Africa, in Josie or something. So many rules are there. But for chanting Hare Krishna, dancing and chanting, the demigods, putting hands in the air, you purify the heavenly planets by dancing on the earth's surface. She's relieved from all the demoniac leadership and liars and all this killing and raping of her resources. She's relieved when devotees are dancing on the surface. So it's such an amazing benediction, this holy name. We don't know how powerful it is. If we actually knew how powerful this is, we'd be out there non-stop, inside, outside. We'll forget any of our languages. We'll just say Krishna, Krishna to everyone. You know, it's such a benediction. This holy name of Krishna. And I feel like that's when I do Harinama, I feel like that's my home. I don't fit in anywhere, to be honest. I try to fit in, like in the temple as a Hare Krishna and Hare Krishna Maha, and I can't do it so naturally. I can't do it. You know, I just to get by, you know, in temples or at a festival. But for some reason, when you're out there on the street and you just start yelling the holy name really loud, your problems that you're carrying inside just go away. And my friend Vishnu Jan, he's doing this Harinam world tour. And he said he gave a class one time. I know it's weird, he never gives a class, but there was one time he gave a class. And all he said was that if your mind is giving you a hard time, just chant loud. Just chant Gauranga like this, and your mind disappears. You know, the mind doesn't exist anymore. It's just Gauranga. Gauranga's there. Let alone just like chanting loudly on the streets for the benefit of others, because that's Lord Chaitanya's program. So whatever you need, you'll be provided. You need money, it's there from doing Sankirtan Yagya. You need intelligence, you give it to you. You need musical skills, you give it to you. You need knowledge of the Sastra, he give it to you. Everything is given by Lord Chaitanya because you're doing his thing. He's so happy that, oh, you're helping me trying to deliver the universe. You know, I know you're small. I know you don't know nothing. I know you're so uncultured. All right, I'll help you. Aniyas chintayanto mam yajana parupasate. Tesham nichibiyuktanam yogikshami vahami aham. This is 922 in the Bhagavad Gita. It's known as the insurance verse. Krishna says, for one who is always meditating my transcendental form, the holy name is a form of Krishna, the sound incarnation of the Lord in this Kali Yuga, worships me with exclusive devotion. I'm trying for it. by the mercy of my spiritual master. I'm going every day. I think it's on the exclusive side, I think. For that person always connected to me. For that person, I preserve what they have and carry what they lack. That's the person we need. Not when we lack something, they cut us down. Or when we got something to carry, they were waiting for us to drop it and say, ha ha. Krishna is so nice, really. And we just do a little thing like moving our tongue and calling his holy name. He's ready to help us out. And let alone let others know about it. I've been traveling in a van in Australia now, normal world tour. So it's an Aussie tour up the north of Queensland, going to Bundaberg, Mackay, Agnes Waters, Toowoomba. We got funny names too. So Toowoomba, going to Cairns. Yeah, so I got a few towns there. Airlie Beach, that's a really good one. And a few good pubs there. You go in there, give a good chant. Oh, how you going? Hare. Hare Krishna. What's Hare Krishna mean? Okay, it means God bless you. Oh, good on you, mate. Keep on going. So even if they chant jokingly, they get some benefit. But people are, I didn't know that it affects people. People in these smaller towns, they go out of their way to express what you're doing for them when the sound goes out. And they say, thank you so much. I've been going through depression. And just by seeing you and you doing this music, it's uplifted my day. You know, we don't know exactly, like, sometimes I think, does this really work? You know, I'm chanting japa and sometimes Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. You know, the different material thoughts keep coming out, sex desire, all these things, like, what's going on here? Am I actually doing it right? Am I actually qualified to actually be out there chanting the holy name for others' benefit? Shouldn't I be more pure stuff to actually have an effect on the world? No. Krishna does what he wants. When we get out there, it's Krishna's name that's affecting the atmosphere. It's not us. We're just like the instrument. We're just like, okay, Krishna, I'm here for you. And if you want, you can encourage me. So then he sends people to start dancing, go, wow, you're so good. You're doing so many things. It's really good. If we get really proud, or we need to be shaken in some forms to wake up to a certain thing we need to do in our lives, Krishna will send that person to wake you up. Like even as simple, like I remember we were flying to the we were flying to schoolies from Melbourne. And then I forgot to put tilak on. And the security guard goes, oh, you're Hare Krishna, but where's your face paint? You didn't put it on. And Krishna will send someone to remind us even a small thing like that. Let alone like if we need to be more humble. It's when we're out there, it's actually you're in Krishna's hands. At the same time, he's trying to help people don't know about Krishna. At the same time, he's going to help you purify and see you grow and see yourself grow. The amount of advancement we make on chanting Hare Krishna is, it's never been seen before, actually, in this day of Brahma. People who are making advancement, it's never been seen before. The demigods are freaking out. They live in for like 10,000 years, right? And then they're seeing everyone who's in Lord Chaitanya's movement, they're shooting past them. What's going on down there? They're shooting past us back to the spiritual world. What's going on? Oh, it's Lord Chaitanya's movement. He's calm, he's delivering everyone. And then Srila Prabhupada, the whole universe knows Srila Prabhupada. I'm telling you, for sure, if we're hopefully not around in 1,000 years, but Srila Prabhupada would be as big as Jesus Christ on this planet. The contribution that Srila Prabhupada made for humanity in the universe, because all the demigods are coming into the Sankirtan movement, taking birth now. We have few friends, they're all having kids in the movement now, and we see them, they can do kirtan, right? They're awesome kirtaniers. You know, got Janavi, she's like wrapping it up like anything. Making Will Smith's daughter chant Hare Krishna and doing kirtan everywhere. This is not a joke. This is like powerful people that are coming into our movement. It's such a benediction in this Sankirtan movement. And Prabhupada is trying to encourage us to just distribute it as much as possible, to do it as much as possible. And it is easy. Well, we can start off small. Let's start off small. We have an area we may live, there's a block. I'm not saying go alone, maybe go with a friend and just chant around the block for 10 minutes. Could work, I don't know. It's that leap of faith. And when you take that risk, you'll see Krishna reciprocate you. You'll have darshan, the real darshan of Gauranitai. That is the temple of the street. That darshan of Shishi Gauranitai, dancing and chanting. Say Panchatattva Prithiviyasi Puva Prema Bandhani Panchalena Lutta Prema Kara Shradan Yata Yata Pritishta Vana Anikshan Puna Puna Paya Haya Mahamata Nachagaya Hasagaya Maramata. That the Panchatattva, when that storehouse of love of God, it was sealed when Krishna appeared 5,000 years ago. The Panchatattva broke it open, plundered its contents, drank it. The more they drank, the thirst for it grew. They danced again and again, and it made it easier to drink that nectarian love of God. I like sit down kirtan, it's cool. As long as he ends up dancing. As long as you get out and start dancing. That's cool, right? But I like Harinam because it's like, all right, if you go on a normal Harinam, like a weekly one in the city, okay, it's gonna at least last for 2 hours. That's like minimum. Kirtan, you'll have your hour slot, you could say, and then it stops and you have to build up again. But this one, Harinam, is at least 2 hours. You start standing up, and then you're just out there for all the people. I know in Bhagavad Gita it says, Rajaguyam, that is the king of all secrets, but it's like an open secret. I don't know if they had this sort of fad in South Africa, but I remember when I was growing up, you had to be, you like things that are underground. Did I have that in South Africa? Like some people are like, yeah, I like this music underground. It's not so popular. Not many people know it like this, it's like avant-garde or something like that. So, or minimalist house, techno, I don't know. It could be anything. You know the underground scene. And then, so that underground scene, it's like exclusive. It's really good music, but not everyone knows. It's not mainstream, it's exclusive, right? I like the concept of Harinam Sankirtan because you're out there, it's fully open, but not everyone knows what's going on. It's an open secret. It's totally underground, but it's totally out there for everyone to hear and know about it. You're even giving books about it, and still it's like underground. I was like, yeah, that's the real underground stuff. Lord Chaitanya has got the best party. This is Krishna's advertising marketing program. There's no one who can know advertising better than him. And he knows it. And if you do have the Veda-based folio, you can type in Swindon. How do I know about this? Janananda Goswami, he's really amazing at Harinam Sankirtan. He likes to dance and chant like anything. So he's from Swindon, and he typed it in the folio just to see what would come up. He searched it. So apparently there's like an article from a Back to Godhead, and a devotee is writing, he's studying at Swindon University. And he's studying advertising and marketing. So the lecturer is showing like different examples of a video, different examples of marketing and advertising. Here's this billboard, is selling the product by sex. So here's this other billboard selling a product by evoking a different emotion. And then the camera pans onto the street and there's a Harinam party and it's dancing, chanting. And he says, look here, this is the best advertising method you could ever think of. Look at the tune. It's so simple. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Simple tune, and people love it. Like, you've been in a kirtan, someone do some new tune and it's going on and it's rocking. But once they kick in that Prabhupada tune, you're like, yeah, woo! You know? It's like they drop the anthem. They drop the anthem everyone knows. You know, that's the crescendo. If you don't end with Prabhupada tune, you can't end the kirtan. So, yeah, the simple tune, the clothes, color. I don't know if you notice on the streets, everyone wears black and dark colors now, or just black and white. I don't know. I'm not into these like t-shirts with just either they're white with huge black text or black with huge white text. What's up with that? It's so boring and lame, but like we have like color, even look at the chada, it's like, oh, different, you know? And then you imagine, and the saris, come on, they're like so colorful, so attractive. And the smiles are not fake. You know, Asabi would travel with me, and especially we go to like New Zealand and Australia. And every time we'll bag the fake smiles of the people, you know? Like you can see they don't smile with their eyes. You know, they'll be like they'll see you and they'll be like, the fake smile. And but these devotees, just by chanting, they feel some happiness and they can see it. We see models and stuff in advertising that it's all fake smiles because you see in the eyes. They're stressed out, they're under pressure by the media. You know, and some of them are like anorexic and all these things, and they're caught up in so much illicit activity. It's not fun being a model, actually. And but everyone thinks that's the look, and like, you know, you do the Instagram. You say I don't know. I seen it in a cafe. There's like a group of friends. They kind of like, all right, let's post for photo. All right, and they post for the photo, and they're like. It's not fake, it's real. And then the lecturer in the class of this video, the camera pans and he goes, this is so powerful. Look at the street. Everyone is paying attention to the Harinama. Everyone's paying attention. Especially now with social media, it's a fight for attention. That next video, that next picture, they get you down a rabbit hole so they can sell their advertising, so you can look at some advertising. It's a fight for attention. We have to fight back. The best social media way to get out there on social media is actually by Harinama. Well, what are you talking about? Well, we have to make our own Harinam Instagram or something. No, you don't even have to. People will do it for you. How does that work? Every time you go on the street, people have their phones and they're gonna video. Anyone in videos, they have to share it. They're gonna share it to friends that you cannot connect to. This happened in Cape Town. I remember we came, me, Dio, and Ananta Goranga, we were doing Harinam in Cape Town. And I saw this Muslim couple. This was in that mall, George Street or something. And in that mall, they were watching. I was thinking, oh, maybe I should approach them, give them like a CD or like a book or something. But they kind of just smiled, filmed, and went away. And then we were traveling overseas, but we had to stop in Johannesburg and change planes. So as we were like going from one plane and walking through the terminal to another, this couple sees, I remember them somehow. And she's like, they come up to us and go, I remember you guys, what you're doing is so good. I made a video of you guys and I sent it to all my relatives in Saudi Arabia. How the hell are we going to get to Saudi Arabia? How the hell are we going to connect to Saudi Arabians? And I really like what you guys did. Then we met them. They took like a CD of our kirtans and they continued on. We continued on. So that's another factor of being in the Sankirtan Yagya as well. Krishna, like you're still vibrating with the holy name. And Krishna will put the right person in touch with you. So I've talked a lot about outreach and connecting and getting out there. I know you guys have like crazy lockdown laws and it's probably next to impossible to get out there. No, it's not. It's all good. It's open. Okay. All right. Yeah. So you must get out there. I'm sure you're itchy to get out there. And you know, start off like with an hour or half an hour. And don't do it weekly. I think twice a week is a good start. Because you say if you do like a Tuesday, then a Friday, then it's like sort of 3 days, or like you do a Tuesday and a Saturday, then there's like 3 or 4 days between each Harinam. And you'll see each day has a different flavor. You know, you're not kind of like restricted to one type of flavor as well. And yeah, start off with an hour and just make it regular. And that will be your worship in that temple on the street, actually. So yeah, get out there. I was going to talk about the internal purification. It goes beyond your capacity. We live in a world, the psychology world, everything has a psychology term. Sigmund Freud is comparing us to the pressure cooker and all these things. We don't have to worry about being our own psychiatrist. The more you chant, and especially when that anatta comes up in the forefront, like that jealousy or that envy or that lust or that greed, that yucky, we see it and we're like, yuck, man, no, I don't want this. You keep chanting, especially on Harinama. If you were to chant more and more, really loudly, it goes away so quickly. I remember I was living in a temple for like 4 years. I wasn't doing everyday Harinama. It's like maybe weekly or twice a week. And I remember having these problems, especially with envy, man. Like, I'm such an envious person. Like, I would want to kill people every day, you know? Like, why you said that to me? Why you look at my girl for? Like, even this, I don't have girlfriends, but, you know, it's like from the past, you know, I hate some person that has nothing to do with me anymore. I kill him if I see him, you know? But so much envy, so much jealousy. And I was like, how am I going to get rid of this? This seems impossible. After a year of doing like constant chanting, like the everyday Harinam, for example, there was so many things that I thought I will never get rid of. I think it was just going to be part of me. It just went. I had no idea. That holy name is that powerful. If you think there's something like some dark thing inside of your heart, and we all, I don't know, I'm not judging, I'm sure you're pure as anything, but I'm talking about myself and still trying to get through some things. But I'm telling you, like this chanting loudly, especially out there in Lord Chaitanya's mission, you can get rid of it. Guaranteed. In that way, like we said, Prabhupada is saying, if the surface of the globe is overflooded with chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, the people of the world will be very, very happy. That's Prabhupada's seal of approval there. So I'll stop. And if you have some questions or comments, or you can talk about it.
Thank you so much. That was such an informative yet light-hearted class. You really put into perspective the importance and power of chanting, but not just chanting, to ourselves, but also, chanting for the greater public. So thank you so much, Harinamananda Prabhu, for that. Really appreciated. So devotees, if you have any questions, please do, raise your hands. And I will unmute you. So I see Savyasachi Prabhu says here, we were in a suburb for Harinam yesterday, and people came out of their houses to see the party, all races and ages, and they heard the holy name, smiled genuinely, and were given mantra cards. We walked into a yard where the family joined in and danced. What you're saying is completely true. This process is very relevant and powerful. Please tell a story related to your experiences on Harinam around the world or Australia.
You want the stories? Okay, I'm gonna try. This is one way I say every time, because it's just how I am. But it's such a great example of how powerful the holy name is. So we're in New York City, and we just finished a big Harinam in Times Square. And Times Square is like the den of Maya. There's like a McDonald's in every corner. There's lights everywhere, Mickey Mouse everywhere, and you kind of have to concentrate and really chant. And then we get into the subway, and in the subway, we kept the kirtan going in the train, and we sat down, and there was like sort of like an angry, drunk, homeless guy, and he goes, "You effing Hare Krishnas, you guys better get off the next stop, someone's gonna get hurt." Like this. I'm like, "Ooh, okay." We just kept chanting. For some reason, we didn't care. And the tune, the singer, he was playing accordion, Vicharo. He was chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this guy, he was angry at us. He kept swearing at us, but he'll swear at us in the tune. "You effing Hare Krishnas better get up now, I'm gonna kill you." Like this. So like, okay, cool. So then the whole carriage is watching this. So then the guy, he gets up from his seat and he gets right in the face of the singer. And if he does anything, we're ready, like, Shaolin monk and just get on him, So he gets right in his face. And then the singer gets scared and he goes, "Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare." And then the guy goes, "Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare. Look, you're not even singing anymore. You guys get better. The next stop, someone's gonna get hurt." And then he sits back down. And for some reason, we play louder. Vishnu John plays the drum louder. Bang, Wampus are louder. Karta's he starts calling everyone out. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. And we had one other boy. He's riding bicycle and his stupid's books. And he also has Vuvuzela. So then he blew the Vuvuzela, boom, boom. And then he goes, you're dead. So everyone's watching. He's going to kill us. So then this guy had a hat. And he's like, pulls it down and he starts shaking, turning red. And there was like a African-American guy sitting across from him. So he's studying him. From under the hat, shaking, turning red. But he can see from under the hat, there's a small smile coming up. Right, that this African-American guy loses it. He starts running up and down the carriage and he goes, "They're changing him. They're changing him. I can't believe it. They're changing him," like this. And then like he's like turning red, the smile gets really, really big, right? And he has this red face and he's like smiling at us. And then we gave him a mantra card. We gave him a mantra card. I got one here. Yeah, gave him a mantra card. And then he started singing Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Whole carriage just erupts in applause. Woo, yeah, woo, yeah, yeah. And he led the kirtan for a little bit as well. It was amazing. People just you didn't have to be a believer. You didn't have to be religious. You didn't have to have any yoga or anything like that. You saw that this guy was ready to kill us. And then he was like pure demon and he became pure devotee in the power of the holy name. He saw that. And then this was within 15 minutes. This wasn't like an hour stretch. It was like 15 minutes. And then we get off at our stop. Everyone's clapping, applauding us. This guy goes, you guys did it. You changed him. You changed him. You guys did it. Like this. And then this homeless drunken guy, he just like waves at us, pulls a big bottle of gin. He's like, yeah. And then I was like, okay, that was absolutely amazing to see that change of the power of the holy name. But the thing is like, okay, that's a great story, and we have many other stories. What I want you to understand is that Krishna is reciprocating with us personally. Because sometimes Krishna won't show you. Like anytime I have this realization that every time a Harinam party goes out, you at least make one devotee. Sometimes Krishna shows you, sometimes he doesn't. If you need encouragement, he'll show you, he'll send people to show you that it's appreciated. If you need some purification, because like say, if you just say everyone become a pure devotee, then it's easy to get proud, right? But so if he doesn't show a result and you just execute the duty for his pleasure, not for any result, then you say like some magic happens. So every single aspect of this Sankirtan yoga, of chanting and dancing out there is like complete magic. Complete magic. You cannot understand how amazing it is. The more you do it, the more you understand.
That was a very powerful, wonderful, funny story. Thank you so much for sharing that. We have Jagadananda Prabhu, who has a question. I'll just ask you to unmute, please.
Jagadananda Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Harinam Prabhu.
Thank you.
I must tell you, I've had this grin on my face since you started speaking. That's just ecstasy. And yeah, I just want to relate like one story of how I met Harinamananda, which relates to what he was saying about going out wherever you are and just doing Harinam even alone. So the first time I met Harinam was I'd been doing the BYS program. Some of you may know in Pretoria at the University of Pretoria, and I had been, I was talking to some students that day. We had the program lunchtime on campus, and we had one or two students come by, very interested, whatever the case was. And yeah, I went back to the temple. I was, just continuing with my day. Actually, I wasn't even at the temple. I was at my own apartment. And one of the students later on in the day, around 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening, messages me and says, "Hey, you guys are having a street party. Why didn't you tell us?" Like, we are? I don't know. Okay, let me find out. I found some people at the temple. No one knew anything. So I said, okay. Then this guy just sent me a picture from his flat. This is some lone guy in a brahmachari cloth with a drum just singing all the way around Hatfield. So I'm like, who is that guy? I need to go find that guy. Who's that guy? I jump on my bicycle and I ride, try to find out. And I'm asking every guy on the corner, all the car guys, hey, have you seen this guy in orange playing a drum? Like, yeah, he's gone down the road. He's gone down the road. And eventually I meet up with Harinamananda and we exchange pleasantries and we just carry on with the Harinam. That was my first meeting of Harinamananda, that he was out on Kirtan. He had just landed in the country, or landed in Pretoria. He got to the temple, there was no one there. He's like, well, I'm going to go out on Harinam. So that was like just my first encounter with Harinamananda, and just exemplifying the mood that he's talking about here today. And my second point is a question, Prabhu. You spoke about obviously the power of the holy name and the power of Krishna's reciprocation to our. This is the point that you were making just now, to our service attitude, right? I wanted to ask just about any stories where the reverse happened. You gave us an example where you were genuinely going out with the mood to serve. Have you, or do you have case in points where you went out and you noticed that your mood was not in the right mood, and an activity or Krishna's reciprocation happened to help change your mind or help change your perception of things. If you could relate one of those kind of stories to us, that would be very nice. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay. It's kind of hard to say, but I feel like Krishna does it on purpose in a way. Like I wouldn't be so inspired to go out and then, or inspired to chant, or I don't have enough faith. So then Krishna would show me in a weird way. Usually it's like someone threatening your life. So I have to tell this story. I don't know. We only have 2 minutes left. It's gonna take about 7 to 10.
No, it's okay.
Do you want to hear?
You can tell the story.
Okay. So this was in Mauritius, and I was alone again. I don't know why I'm always alone. And it was my first time in Mauritius. I was much younger, more energy, and always going to the capital city. It was called Port Louis, and in Port Louis they have this like main street where everyone sets up their street stalls or whatever on the street and sell stuff. And similar to South Africa, have some good. So I'd go through there every day. But in one corner, it looked like some heavy Muslim guys, and they always eye me off, always. And I know for sure that I was very proud then. I thought I was the best. So I needed to chant in a way more humbly, you could say. And on one day, one of the Muslim guys came up to me with like some scissors or a knife, and I didn't know what he was trying to do, but it looked like threatening. And he started like grabbing my arm and stuff, and I saw in his hand like scissors or knife and something. What the hell is this guy gonna do? I didn't try and fight him. I just yelled the Nishingade praise as loud as I could. I played that drum so hard. I just went nuts on this Nishingade prayer, like full hardcore. I went absolutely insane, blasting it, like just yelling this whole thing. And he got scared. Like this, he was scared, and like I was kind of near the end of it. Jai Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish Hare, and his Muslim friends were laughing at him because like he got scared of me, this like single monk playing the drum. So he tried to come back after me again, and I like had to like finish the prayer on him, Maybe he saw Nishingadev, I don't know, but like he got scared and he went away, and I was just like, whoa. Oh my God, I never thought I could chant like that. I never thought I could chant like that ever. I put everything into that Nishingadev prayer. And he went away, and then there's other people, they said, yeah, good on you, you stuck up for yourself. And then I go down a little bit, like 10 or 20 meters more. And then 2 more Muslim guys stop me and they go, hey. And they go, stop, we need to ask you that. I'm like, no, not again, I don't have any energy for another like prayer. Forget it. And they go, excuse me, do you read palms? I was like, okay, yeah. I don't know how to read palms. So I go, yeah, show me your palm. They go, okay. So they show me their palm. And I don't know if you see your palm. You have like a lifeline. Yeah, that's the lifeline. So that's like when you're younger, and then it goes down, and then what happens? It stops. So I told one guy, I go, oh, okay, I can see you're born, then you get old, get disease, and then die. I told one guy, and he's like, what? No, you don't know anything. But the other guy was impressed because you want to check mine? I go, yeah, check mine. I go, okay. And I said, oh, okay, if you don't dedicate your life to Allah, then everything will be a failure. Because really, I go, yeah, everything will be a failure. If you don't chant the name of Allah, there's 99 names you can chant. You must chant the name of Allah. Do you go to the mosque? You speak to the imam, and you learn how to also, always chant the name of Allah like this. And he was like, oh, this is really good. Thank you so much. If anyone gives you a hard time, you let me know. And he took a book as well, On the Way to Krishna. And I was just like, whoa, what just happened? So then I was thinking about it. There's only two types of people in this world. You have the envious and the sincere. Because you usually put the Muslim, we put a group in like a box, like they're the envious ones. They're the sincere ones. No. You're going to find envious people as Hindu envious people. That's what happened when the Sankirtan movement was trying to be stopped by the Chankazi. Chankazi didn't care. The Muslim king, he didn't care. It was actually the smarter Brahmins, those Hindus. They were jealous of Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement. Why are they just chanting all the time? Why is he like getting the sudras into the chanting? He should be stuck in the temple. No. And then they went and told the Kazi, they say he's ruining our Hindu religion. So we'll find envious and sincere people in all walks of life. And who's Haridas Thakur? Born a Mohammedan, and he's known as the Namacharya. So we can't judge people on whatever the material makeup is. On Harinam, the more you'll do it, you can judge the person by how they receive the holy name, whether they can receive more or not. So I don't know if I answered your question, but yeah, the Lord really made me chant in a more humble mood, desperate. Yeah, it was a gift at the same time.
Okay, we just have a comment from Kamala Devudasi. She says, we have just moved to Malawi last month. The first week itself, we went out on Harinam. We were so happy to be joined by a couple of locals from the beginning, dancing and chanting, all the way until the end. But then at the end of the program, they confiscated our car keys, demanding some money. In return, we eventually surrendered. Now we are just going around our temple block. We beg for some blessings that we continue it somehow.
Yay, very nice. That's cool. bless. I don't know. Actually, the next, I just like, I'm sorry I heard that happen. Some misfortunes happen. Sabyasachi, we had things stolen also, didn't we? In Gold Coast. But usually like after this incident, like I still had to do Harinam the next day, and I was worried, when am I running into these Muslim guys again? They're gonna come after me like double fold. And lucky I had the class that morning. Sankarshan Prabhu was giving the class. He's a spiritual master, and I was asking, I go, what if we run into like some obstacles, some adversity? How should we continue the same preaching? And he goes, actually, you'll become glorious if you continue the preaching. You'll become glorious. And I was like, whoa. So I have to go out again. And then I went past again. And the guy who attacked me, he came up to me. And he said, I heard you're from Australia. I go, yeah. I'm really sorry for what I did. I was only joking. I was trying to make it light. And he says, I have a sister who lives in Australia. Can you give her some sort of thing for me and all this? But he was like friendly. They respected and they were friendly. And yeah, it's glorious to continue on despite the adversities. We can see that in Srila Prabhupada as well. The manuscript was stolen. What does he do? Write the Gita again. That's heavy. So All glories to the Malawi Harinam party.
And then the last question that I have here is from Sulanang Prabhu. He says, Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances, missing your association. How do we understand the difference between being an empiric philosopher and being a practitioner of devotional service while studying Srila Prabhupada's books for the pleasure of spiritual masters and the Lord?
Okay. Yeah, the difference is that the philosopher, or empiric philosopher, he's still, the empiric philosopher, he's using his senses and he's like the power of his small mind to conceive reality, which is quite limited. And then they usually run into impersonalism. As a practicing devotee, we know we are affected by impersonalism when we refuse service, actually, or when when the service is offered and there is ability to do the service, we don't do it. But we say, I love Krishna, but I won't serve. So this is considered impersonal. But like a practical devotional service that we're talking about is that whatever you read from the books or from what you hear, you apply it right away. Actually, that's what Prabhupada considered the definition of hearing. When you read a book or the Srila Prabhupada's books, or when you hear something from any lecture, and that's like, should be done, and you act on it, that's real hearing. Acting on what you hear. Everything is based on faith, Shraddha. Shraddha, the root comes from Shrat, which means from Shruti, to hear. And Dham is like Dhara, to carry. So to carry what we hear, we need to act or apply the philosophy. Because this is science, sorry. sorry, I tried not to do it. But I did it. But I hope that's fine. But when you render service, do they get mercy for studying the books? Empiric philosophers, if empiric philosophers study the books, do they get mercy? Is that the question? Okay. Yes, definitely. Because Prabhupada will eventually kick out mental speculation, that you cannot advance based on mental speculation. One needs to accept Guru Sadhu Sastra to advance. One must not think that, by my own mental and philosophical power, I can carry on. And there's that famous quote in the Gita that one who is just into philosophy, it's just it's very dry, becomes an armchair philosopher. And if it's just sentimental, it can become a fanatic. I forgot this philosophy and religion quote. Savi, can you say it?
Religion without philosophy is sentiment, and philosophy without religion is mental speculation.
That's the one, yeah. So we don't want to be neither. We want both. And through Harinam Sankirtan, you're fully applying the Bhagavatam.
Harinamananda Prabhu ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Hare Krishna, dear devotees.